I'm going to show you how to get your own fancy-dancy DIY animated Discord theme. Now, before I start off, I just want to say that you will need Better Discord to actually theme Discord, and Better Discord is against Discord's terms of service. In this particular case, there is a very, very, very small chance of being banned, and that's because we're using themes, which really doesn't do anything bad to Discord servers. Anyways, you need to go to the first link in the description, and you will see betterdiscord.app. You want to click on the download button, and it will download an installer. I'm going to open it up from my downloads, and you need to open up the installer itself. Now, you will see this license agreement. You want to click I accept the license agreement, click Next, click Install Better Discord, then click Next, then click on the Discord version that you have. In my case, I have the normal Discord version, so I need to click on it, then click Install. Then it should restart Discord, install Better Discord, and pop up with a massive menu in my face. As you can see, I didn't see the menu in my face, and that's because there also is another way of checking if you installed Better Discord, and that is going into the user settings, and on the left, if you scroll down, you should see a Better Discord section. If you do not see this, go on my Discord server, it's linked in the description, and go to the FAQ. I have a couple of steps there that will show you how to fix this. So now let's create the actual theme. You need to go to the second link in the description, and you will see limeshark.dev/editor, and it'll be this very nice website. You might get some little deja vu here. You might notice that I've used LimeShark Dev before, and the website was very outdated. Well, fortunately, the developer of the website made it very nice and fancy. He also has this super cool home screen. There are a couple FAQ questions that you can read if you want. And if you have any troubles with the website, feel free to click on how to ask for help, then go into their Discord server. Make sure to read this first because it's annoying if you don't. Anyways, all you need to do is click on the Get Started button, and you need to select a theme that you want to base your theme off of. So there's a little bit of a nice preview that you can look through, and you can find specific Discord themes. Now, some of these themes won't allow you to have a custom animated background. For example, if I go to Blurple Recolor, the only thing that Blurple Recolor allows you to do is just change the color of the Discord color itself. So as you can see, I can only change the colors, and I can add some add-ons. So very limited for this particular theme. So if you do pick something where you can't change the background, all you need to do is click Go Back on the top right, and you will go back to this main page, click Get Started. Then you can look for a theme that you want to work from. For this particular customization, I want to focus on Frosted Glass. Click on it, and it'll pop up with this editor. So when you click on a theme that you want, you will notice in the center that there is a preview on how your Discord will look. Moreover, there's a whole bunch of settings on the left. There are a handful of important settings on the top, like download, changing the name of it, resetting, and previewing your settings. There's a go back button to go to the homepage, and there is a support me link where you can donate to the guy, which I'd highly recommend because he put in a lot of hard work for this one. Moving on, let's actually get started. So to start off, we have an images, a font, colors, and add-ons section. Now in the images tab, you will see a whole bunch of settings. Now mind you, you could try to figure out what they do, or what you could do is just tinker around with them, and you'll notice that the preview will update as you go. But to start off, the main thing I want to do is I want to get an animated background. So I'm going to click on background image, and I have two different options. I can upload an image from my computer, or I can upload it from a link. I'm going to upload it from a link, and in the description, I have a couple of little fancy-dancy animated backgrounds linked. I have this one here, which is so fancy. I got this one, even more fancy, with the little cute bunnies. I got the OG kitty cat tail wag rainy day one, and I got the little metropolitan thing. You know, just pick one that you like. You can pick any GIF that you want. The main thing you want to look for is that the link that you're going to put in limeshark.dev needs to end in .gif. If it ends in anything else like .mp4 or something, it might not work. Just to make it work 100%, make sure it ends in GIF. And if you're uploading a file, make sure it is a GIF. Now for this particular theme, I'm going to pick the cute little bunny one. So I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to go into the limeshark.dev editor, click from a link, and paste in the background image that I want. And all I need to do is just click away from the field, and it will add it to the theme preview. Now, once you upload an image, you might want to actually tweak how blurry this background is. So you need to click on background image blur, and you can mess around with the slider. Now I've noticed that for this particular editor, if I go to 40, not a lot changes. And if I go to 10, then I can see a little bit of my background. So kind of work between the 0 to 20%, and you'll be able to increase or decrease the blurriness of the background. I at least want to see my background a little bit, so I'm going to leave it at 5, and you can change the size. You have cover all space, or you have display all image, which will either zoom it in or increase or decrease, and this very much depends on your aspect ratio. If the aspect ratio of your GIF is a little weird, then it might not display 100% correctly, so you might want to keep it as cover all space. Next up, you have background image position, which allows you to change where the image itself is positioned. Now, this doesn't work if you have cover all space enabled, but if you have display all image, you can change how it's oriented. So I could do left, right. You can change it however you want. Once again, I'm just going to leave it at cover all space. Next up, you have pop out modal image. This is where it kind of gets wordy and I don't understand exactly what's going on, and you probably won't. All you need to do is just add in the same URL that you put in before, the same GIF, and when you click away, it will modify the pop-out to look exactly the same. Now you can increase or decrease the blur, so if you have it at 0, it's going to look a little weird, so I would just keep it at a nice blurry 80% or so at least it matches the color of the GIF itself. Now you can change the size or the position of it. Mind you, this requires a lot of tweaking to make it look exactly perfect, so I would just leave it as blurry so it matches the color. Next up, we have home button image. Now this changes the image up here. You can change this to anything that you want. You can have a logo, you can have basically whatever. Now I'm going to leave the home button as it is because I think it looks fantastic, but you could add your own logo, maybe your YouTube channel, literally anything. Just you can change the logo up here in the top left. You can also change the size of it, so cover all space or display all image, and you can change the position of it. Now we have window padding, window roundness, and show GIF/GIFs button. Window padding in itself, you can just change the slider, and all it does is increase or decrease the little border around the window. I'm not a huge fan of it, so I'm going to keep it at a very small amount of 3. You can change the window roundness, which is self-explanatory. If you turn it to 100, it's going to look like a circle or a square coral. And if you put it down low, you can change the roundness. Very self-explanatory. Next up, there's Show GIF and GIFs button. If you click Show, what it will do is show the GIF and GIFs button in the chat bar on the bottom right, which is unfortunately covered by this editor. A little bit of a bug, but that'll probably be fixed, to be honest. All you need to do is you can either have it show or don't show, and it will hide it from this little bar here. I'm going to keep it as don't show because I think it looks cleaner. In the next tab, we have fonts. Now, fonts is very easy to use. First off, you can choose a font from your computer, and the way to do that is you need to press the Windows key, type in fonts, press enter, and it'll open up your font settings, and you just need to pick a name of a font. Now, it may not show up on the preview because it's actually using the font from your computer, and that will only work if it's on Discord. But if you want to have a font that will work anywhere, then click on Google Fonts, then click on the fonts.google link, and it will open up a whole bunch of Google fonts. So pick a font that you want. I want Roboto. I'm going to click on it, then copy the name itself, go back into the editor, and paste it in, then click away from the field, and it will update my font to the Roboto font. You can change this to whatever you want, but that's what it allows you to do. Next up, we have the colors section. Now, the color section allows you to change a whole bunch of different colors. This isn't really important for this particular theme just because it's very blurry, but if you have one of the other themes where it's like a blue color scheme and you want to change it to red, this is where this tab would really shine. There's serverless brightness, which allows you to increase or decrease it depending on what you like. I kind of like it a little bit dark. You have the channels and DM brightness. Once again, it's the same setting. You mess around with it, and it will change the brightness of it. You have chat brightness. Now, this one's very important. The chat brightness, you want it to be a little bit dark because if you have white text on a white background, you won't be able to see anything. So leave it at something that's pretty reasonable. As you can see, I can barely read this, and I'm pretty far away from my computer. And if I turn it up all the way, well, I can barely see anything. So at least have a nice little happy ground where you can actually read everything properly. Next up, there's member list brightness, which is the same thing on the right. The members list, you can have it at 0. You can have it at 1. It's all up to you. I kind of like having it a little bit dark so once again, I can read people's names because I prefer user experience over aesthetics. I want it to function correctly. Next up, there's pop-out brightness, which is this little thing here. You can change it to be really bright or really dark. This is actually really good for matching the color that you want to aim for with your background. Next up, there's gradient primary, secondary, and direction. This one is very, very customizable. Just mess around with it. I'm going to skip over it just because it really doesn't matter for this particular theme. Then we have tint brightness, scroll bar, and links. Now, tint in itself is pretty important because if you change this to white, for example, what it's going to do is if you change the tint brightness to 1, it is going to add a white tint to your theme. So what you can use this for is just making it brighter, different colors. Once again, I would just leave it at 0 because it works well for me, but if your background's a little too dark, then you can add a white tint. If your background's a little too white, you can change this to a black tint. and increase it, and it will make the background even darker. I'm going to leave it at 1 because I think it looks great. Now, next up, there's the scroll bar, and I'm just going to go over on how the color picker is used because this is kind of where it gets a little important. So the color picker in itself allows you to pick a color on the big left box. You can choose whatever you want. Then in the middle bar here is the brightness, so you can make it really dark or make it very bright. And on the far right is transparency. So if I click off for a second, you notice that my scroll bar is very translucent. But if I crank this up all the way, it will become opaque and you will see the color a whole lot more. I kind of like this color, to be honest. I was just picking it randomly, but I think it looks great. Next up, you have links, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you see the link in here, it is the normal blue link. But if you want to change it to a nice little pinky purple, all you got to do is just change the color and it will update. I think, a little bit of a contrasting color would be the best for legibility. Then, for the final and most interesting tab, we have add-ons. Now, certain themes have different add-ons and certain themes don't have add-ons. Just check with your theme and it should be self-explanatory because the developer of the website made it so that all these changes will be reflected instantly. So we have horizontal server list, and if you click on it, you now have a horizontal server list. You can change the size of the icons, and you can change the spacing in between them. Next up, there is radial status. If you turn it on, you will notice in the user list, you have a circle around someone's name, and the color will change depending on their status. If they're on Do Not Disturb, it will be red. If it's on Away, it'll be orange, yellow, whatever the color it is. And you can actually change the color yourself, and you can change the roundness of the avatar if you want it more square, or you can make it so that it's thicker, smaller, tons of customization on this website. And for the final add-on for this particular theme, there is server columns. Now, if you click on server columns, it does not work with the horizontal server list, but if you click on it, it will actually disable the horizontal server list add-on and replace it with the server columns. Now, server columns is pretty self-explanatory. You have multiple columns for your servers. You can change the amount of columns using the slider here, so 2, 10, there's tons of customization. I like a little bit of minimalism, so I'm going to turn it off. But if you have 13 bajillion gillion servers, you might want to turn that on. It's all up to you. Now, let's say you spent about 13 hours making your perfect theme and you want to actually use it. All you need to do is just click on the download button here and it will download a frosted-glass.theme.css. The name could be different. You could also rename it here if you want. All you need to do is go into Discord, go into your settings, click on themes in the Better Discord section, open your themes folder. It will open up behind Discord, so you'll have to click open on it, and it will be empty. You need to scroll up, right click on your downloads, click open a new window, and you will see the frosted-glass theme. You need to drag that into the folder, and Discord will automatically update with the theme that you can enable, and now your Discord looks exactly how it should. Look how nice and cute that is. I like a little bunny. And that wraps up the installation portion of the video. If it worked, like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel even further, just turn off your ad blocker when you watch my videos. And if for some odd reason it didn't work out for you, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or join my Discord and put your issue in the help channel and I will help you out as soon as I can. Now let's get on to the uninstall portion of the video. So let's say you just want the old Discord look back, but you want to keep Better Discord. All you need to do is click User Settings, go to the Better Discord tab, click on Themes, and uncheck the theme. Now let's say you don't want Better Discord anymore. All you need to do is go into your Downloads folder, open up the Better Discord installer. I know it's counterintuitive. We're opening up the installer because it has an uninstall feature. Accept the license agreement, click Next, click Uninstall Better Discord, click Next, then click on the Discord version that you installed it to, then click Uninstall. Discord will restart. Think about its life for a second. And it will be gone. And the way to check if it's gone is click on the user settings and you should not see Better Discord in your user settings. And that's it. Now I'm going to go to the mattress store with my mom and hide between the bed frame and a mattress and see how long I can hide from her and get her all anxious and nervous. I'll see you guys in about 13 hours when she finally finds me. Mwah!